Hey, here we go. www.patreon.com/themodernapes. Look, for literally $4 a month, you get 4 bonus episodes on, the spiciest Patreon possibly of all time. If you want to get even spicier, for $10 a month, you get those sweet little baby internal affairs. Tristan, tell them what it is.
It's us talking for 30 minutes. It's all of our life stuff. Where
Leave it to Tristan to be surprised I threw it to him on a Patreon read. And he tell a friend about the cash. Join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Modern Apes Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Bridgegad. We're live from the ever-glorious Stan Studios, son. Sit to my right, as always, the Vampire King, King Possum. He's wearing green because we're filming this on St. Paddy's Day. Tristan Bowling.
Mushy, mushy, monkey, monkey. You get a pinch.
Son, I'm straight.
You're not wearing green.
I'm straight cash, homie. Shut up. Let me introduce our guest.
No, you're not.
And the first time on the Modern Apes, but he's been on the final stop. If you guys have been hanging around, it's the one and only Mr. Jeff Wiles.
Jeff Wiles.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona home man.
Yeah.
Dude, now a better mustache. I'm mustacheless.
Yeah,
we used to be brothers in mustache.
Yeah, we got tangled a couple times.
I know.
What happened? You got alopecia now?
I just want to be able to kiss you without Velcro. Ribbon.
My wife saw a clip of Tristan on a different podcast that didn't recognize.
Without the mustache.
Yeah, she's like,
dude.
"What is this thing?"
What's going on? My girlfriend's got a bigger mustache than that.
Yeah. She still has the shade, though.
Yeah.
You have the worst mustache at the table right now.
Never thought
No,
I'd see the day.
mine's brewing.
It is. It really does grow back fast, and I'm pissed. Guys like this always get nice fucking facial hair. He's a full Batman logo of chest hair. I got 3 random curly cues.
Oddly very good facial hair off of this one.
If I got ripped, I would look like Wolverine. It would be tight.
This is why I refuse to let you run with that narrative. I refuse. No, absolutely.
I would look like Wolverine.
No,
I look at you. I'll send you videos every day. Just with my pecs out. That'd be so tight. I can start doing push-ups.
You couldn't handle that power. We're lucky he's not jacked. I'm lucky that he is frail and just whatever. Because
I'm trying to picture Wolverine with that hat and those glasses.
That'd be tight.
This is a whole different X-Men.
Yeah, it's just Wolverine with
Paper straws come out of my yeah.
It's Wolverine with existential dread.
Yeah.
And
Saving
kung
the
fu
turtles.
grip.
Yeah.
Anyway, this episode we're talking serial killer
killers.
spies.
No. We're doing serial killers, and then Daniel very confidently sat down here and said, all right, so we're doing spies this week, right? Then I said, no, that was last week, you buffoon.
Let me tell you, I've been knocked around in the head for 15 years of my life. Secondly, you will not be disappointed with who I got for you, because I didn't know it. Actually, very female-driven person I got.
Look at you.
Normally, I never do that,
Tattle
Jeff.
and I eat your heart out.
That'll be a nice palate cleanser because I brought a lot of darkness to the table.
Well, because you asked, you were like, you pitched a topic, then you're like, we can do something more YouTube friendly if you want.
I came here on a mission to get you guys demonetized.
Yeah, he's like, are you guys aware of the countries that are fine with CP? You're like, what? No, we didn't. I didn't.
I will say this: my guy brings a new term, new kind of way to look at the term "eating pussy."
Yeah.
So my guy's a little bit of a grievazoid.
You get a guy who like fucking takes the backstrap out of cats.
Well, we'll get to that.
But like big ones though, only mountain lions.
No.
Ocelots are bigger.
No, much different.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
fucking, what made you want to do serial killers? Because I always like letting the guests kind of pick.
I've been unemployed long enough where I've fallen back into
I get that.
back down the rabbit hole of all kinds of dark shit.
It's a lot of content.
It's a lot. You guys know they're still making serial killer content?
Yeah.
There's a brand
People
new
keep
doc.
killing.
That's not the answer I saw coming, dude.
There's Charles Manson is honestly really what did it to me.
Yeah.
Because I've been back on the new doc out and the MK Ultra. It's like ties into that, and I'm like a sucker for any kind of MK Ultra conspiracy talk.
MK Ultra is
mind control.
That's where they drug you with.
LSD, dog.
I was thinking that was poppers. And you did the electric slide.
No. Gay MK Ultra. MK Ultra.
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra.
That's where they invented the
We're
glory
gonna do
hole.
poppers and listen to Madonna.
Yeah, there's the original blueprints of the first glory hole. It's like 19.
That sounds like a reason a guy would just like kind of try to explain his way out of doing gay stuff. He's like, I was under mind control.
You don't
It was a
understand.
government plan.
It was a government plan. I didn't like
It
it.
conspired against me.
I mean,
Yeah.
to some degree, there has to be a gay dude out there with that exact story. He's like, well, I was kind of curious. And then, Marty gave me a handful full of something. And next thing you know, I had an ass full of something.
I mean, common thread among serial killers. A lot of them on that gay shit.
Yeah.
What is up with that? Yeah, why are they like, all right, look, I've achieved existential mind control over a group of people and little boys. You're like, why? It's always little
like,
boys.
So easy to get.
I was abducted by aliens. It's like, or you woke up on a private room table in the Upper East Side. Just being like, how'd I get here? Why am I covered in grease?
The last serial killer we did, it was like completely normal. I was like, okay, all right, normal. Up, throwing babies into ice. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was a
Babies into
cult
ice.
leader.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
They tie together because a cult leader and a serial killer are kind of the same.
Pretty close. I mean, that's like Manson.
And a spy. Depending, I mean, that's if you got a license to kill, are you a serial killer? You're just cool as hell.
I'm here for you wedging spies in this whole episode.
Like, yo, spies are
it's
A
interesting you
police
say
officer's
that.
kind of a spy.
Breaking the law is a little bit like espionage.
Kind of espionage, no. What's corporate espionage? You just like scheme against Sony? That's not fun.
You're like a spy, but you got like a top.
Yeah, that sucks. Corporate espionage sucks.
Taking photos of charts.
Yeah, you're like posing as middle management
You're
for
pretending
like.
to clean a window. You got a little button camera.
Yeah.
One day I'll unfoil the plans of the TGI Friday Corporation. You mark my words.
Yeah. The flare vests are an inside job.
I heard Foot Locker's switching away from the reffing outfits. Someone do something with that. If you could be any sort of spy in any sort of time period, not that we're doing
The
spies.
topic is serial killer.
That's what I meant. If you could cold kill people and get away with it, what time period would you want to sneak around in?
Man, I've never seen the benefits of a concussion live in person.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing here today.
Bro, sometimes CTE is great. I forget 85% of shit, good
That
and
sounds
bad.
incredible.
It's like cancer treatment, kind of. It
is like cancer treatment.
You
Yeah.
can't pinpoint what blood cells. It just wipes everything.
The NFL doesn't get enough credit
They really don't.
for
Yeah.
the work they're doing in fixing cancer.
If you look back
Yeah.
in my life, it's just me getting complete concussions at the age of 7, and then a bunch of drunk 30-something-year-olds being like, "You're fine, shake it off."
Walk it off.
Yeah, I got jungle juice in this coffee mug. Don't worry, don't worry about it. The number of coaches getting lit up and coaching little kids sports, which by the way is the only way that should be done. You should not be stone sober.
I thought that was like the main benefit.
That was not my
Because you
coaches.
get like blackout drunk and just yell at kids.
Either-
You're fucking up.
Either that or it's like the ref that you have to hire that's like 3 years sober from hard shit. And he's like, I need to be out here doing this because these kids can't see me do heroin or else I'm going back to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One call at a time. Just one call at a time.
One
Make it to
call.
the end of the night.
Yeah. That was a strike. Do you want to challenge me on this?
Yeah. Flip shit. For
Yeah.
Okay, so we are doing serial killers though, from what I'm hearing in
I'm
real
happy to talk spies. I'm gonna have to wing it because I don't have.
Hold on, so my sources are saying we're doing serial killers?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we'll move along. We'll find a way to shoehorn spies. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed when you
I'm
find out who it
excited.
is.
I'm
You like
stoked.
cooking shows?
Sure.
I'll keep dropping dimes on who this is the whole time. See if you guys like cooking shows?
Oh shit! Now my mind's.
Yeah.
Is it Julia Child?
I was just gonna
No,
say,
it's
are we-
not. Shut up.
Is it
Kind
Martha?
of sounds like it is.
It kind of sounds like it is.
Kind of sounds like it is.
God damn, you guys blew my load. Anyway, Tristan, who's your stupid person
Well,
anyway?
I want
that's
to hear
not a
what Jeff has
spy?
brought to the table. Jeff, what do you got serial killer wise? Is it just fun information or have you done solid concrete research?
I mean, not.
He comes in with a spy also.
That'd be crazy.
The thing about serial killers is
007 was kind of a mass murderer if you think about it.
my research was obsessing over this Charles Manson documentary
Okay.
where they're basically like Charles Manson was an MK Ultra.
Is that like proven now?
All but, yeah. Like this
Yeah.
guy, Jolly West, that was like doing a lot of the experiment. Like MK Ultra officially shut down the year before Charles Manson came into the scene.
Is Jolly West, Kanye West any relation?
No.
They unclassified all that or like declassified it, so they admitted to like testing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
Acid
MK
on people.
Oh, yeah. MK Ultra is like, that's not like a theory. That's like, this is a real thing that the government was doing for a while. They kind of got exposed and were like, we're done. We're not going to do it. And then the next year, like the prime target, like everything they were trying to do with MK Ultra was what Charles Manson was doing, was to like create a group of people that you could have kill on command without remorse or hesitation.
Oh, so he's basically like, I see what you're doing. I'm going to go home, do it better.
Now I understand that this is wrong. I understand it's
Yeah.
bad to mind control people, but fuck, isn't that sweet? It's
pretty cool. And like the government was like, this is like back in when was this? When was Manson?
70s?
Yeah,
60s?
like
Yeah.
late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, late 60s.
I think the killings were like, yeah. Anyways, what's cool is how do I say this? God, just getting away with. I mean, that sounds wrong.
Yeah.
He didn't get away with it.
But getting away with it for that long is sweet.
But not for Charles Manson, but for like the government. Like the government was doing so much, like the CIA op for the MK Ultra. Like they had LSD in an aerosol can that they would spray people.
They don't even release that to the druggies
crazy.
today.
That's crazy, right?
That's wild.
This is like decades ago. They had aerosol fucking LSD. So
Dude.
you just go into a room, be like, shh, and be like, oh, you guys are acting weird. Like, why don't you follow me? And you know what I mean?
Well, have you ever done acid?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I've done it too. I don't understand how you get control of people when they don't have control of them. So you're just fully tripping and being like, listen to everything I say. I know the walls are moving right now, but listen to me.
Well, see, that's, you know, you don't have Charles Manson fucking old Chuck giving you a sermon while you're tripping balls.
Also, we're getting like at least for me, a dude willing to sell a 15-year-old LSD.
Yeah,
so
drugs.
I'm not getting CIA grade acid.
Dude, that CIA grade acid?
Yeah, that's
That
like
shit'll make you kill somebody.
Yeah.
So you think they have legal scientists somewhere that are just cooking up the highest quality drugs that you possibly can get?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
What a sweet job.
Oh my god.
Who do you think invented drug dealing?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You get to
I
take
mean,
one
come on.
home at the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, any leftover product you
But-
get to take home at a discount.
But with what's funny about Charles Manson is like, I don't know how much you guys know, but it was just like hippies
Yeah.
out in the desert. It was like on a commune. They were like on an old movie set, an old Western set.
Yeah.
Like if you saw Once Upon a Time in
Hollywood.
a lot of that stuff is like,
Doesn't he sing? Isn't he a singer?
dude, yeah, he was
good,
trying
right?
to be a musician. That's the whole thing. The whole reason he sent the people to kill the people is because that was a producer's house. It was a producer for
The Doors, right?
not the Doors, the Beach Boys.
Yeah, the Beach Boys. Yeah.
So like Dennis, something from the Beach Boys, and the producer would like brought Charlie into the studio, recorded stuff. and
Like
was
how it's Charlie when he's not killing niggas. Like, they brought Charlie
He
into
wasn't,
the
he wasn't Charles yet. He was still Charlie.
Pre-swastika.
Yeah. Brought him into the studio, recorded, sounded great. The Beach Boys even re-recorded one of his songs and like was like,
They got
"This is
Manson
ours."
on the track?
Not Manson. He redid it himself.
Okay.
Yo. And so at the end of the day, the producer was like, I can't sell your music. I don't know what to do with this music. He like came to the ranch, Spawn Ranch, they called it.
Spawn Ranch?
Pretty sick.
Why do bad guys always get
Prefer
the
Nature
coolest
Valley.
stuff? Yeah,
you know?
Nature Valley's
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah.
Nature Valley would be such a sick place to start a cult.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like the salty sweet one with the peanut butter on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I was thinking about Hidden Valley. Fuck.
That's ranch, dumbass.
That's why you said ranch, and I said I prefer nature. I miss
Hidden
it.
Valley does sound
That's
better
on
than
us
God
too. We yes-ended like nothing happened.
Yeah.
No, I had to
like
call
that.
myself out on that.
That's good. You're responsible.
Nah,
I am.
Charlie was dropping tunes in Hidden Valley.
Yeah.
He was dropping tunes. Producer wasn't fucking with it. And so he went crazy. He was like, go kill this guy. And but the fun thing is like, so first of all, like
fun.
he had like a get out of jail free card, literally. Like
Because
would get
didn't he keep getting like arrested and then let go?
yes, but not like on like hippie charges, like stop smoking pot on the block.
Yeah.
He got caught like for stolen guns and cars.
Oh, light stuff.
And they
just
let him
minor
out.
offenses.
Yeah, they let out all of them out. So I think somebody was involved. I think it was like Jolly West and some other people who were like CIA. He was in charge of the MK Ultra experiment, and then was also the guy that ran the rehab center where people would go for like where Charlie. I don't know how you guys want
Hey,
to call him.
I call him
mean,
C Daddy in my
yeah.
personal
I was about
life.
to say, are
Good
you
old
close with him?
CM.
Do you
Yeah.
think Charlie's cool?
I like calling
I
him
don't know.
Chuck.
Not
It's my
really.
father-in-law's name, and I like
Chuck?
thinking that he's out here. Yeah, it's Chuck.
Yeah,
I call
Chucky.
him D-Dog, but it's for something completely different. That's an inside joke.
You don't know him like I know.
Yeah.
So like the guy that was doing MK Ultra was also like his parole officer. So like when he would get in trouble and go to the parole officer, that whole building was owned by the same guy that was in charge of MK Ultra. So he was like being trained how to like do this stuff to other people. But what's the funniest part to me about Charles Manson stuff is that his whole killing rampage, he thought there was like a racial war coming.
Helter Skelter, yeah.
Helter Skelter was the racial revolution. He was trying to get ahead of it. He
Weren't
was
they
trying to-
sprinkling crack in the hood around the same time? This is
Yeah.
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 There seems to be a bit of a racial revolution brewing.
Dude, racial war, in my research,
Yeah.
government's always behind it.
Yeah.
Always, dude. Always.
Yeah, always.
Which is crazy because you guys would dog wash us. Maybe not now that the lads are getting so fucking big, depending on which side they take. But like 65% of the country. It's like, what? And 98% of the registered guns.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We're getting washed. It's
Registered guns.
Yeah, I mean, if you count the...
Yeah.
And then if you count the unregistered ones, we're only 13%. So it's like we can only carry, even if we're akimbo, if we're holding akimbo unregistered pistols, we can only do so much.
Sure.
It's true.
Damn, that pissed me off. I got thrown in jail for like an ounce of weed, and fucking Charlie's getting fucking in and outed on gun charges.
Stolen guns. And they're like, you probably didn't mean it though.
He's a good
You're free to
boy.
go.
I know his mother.
Yeah. So what they were doing is they had like a carte blanche to kind of run around town and do whatever. I think, you know, he was kind of in charge with like, whether he was his mission was to create a group or he already was creating the group and the government was just like, hey, this is convenient. Like, watch him, let him do his thing.
I can see that.
You know? But what they would do, this racial revolution all came from the White Album. They would get fucked up on LSD, listen to the White Album, and Chuck would be like, they're talking about what we got to do, which is start the war.
Wait, so he was pro-racial war? I guess he had a swastika on his forehead, so that makes sense. That tracks.
It was confusing because like I mean, again, I'm talking about this guy like he was some fucking mastermind, when in reality he was literally high all the time, and like a paranoid schizophrenic. This all started because he accidentally killed a Black Panther, which turned out not to be a Black Panther. He just
killed a black guy.
Just killed a black guy. Killed a black guy.
Okay.
Because like there was like a card game or something, and his buddy, his like top hat guy, he had like a right hand man that always wore like a top hat. So sick to have a top
pretty
hat
sweet
guy
right hand man. Yeah, that's
so sick to have it, dude. When
so
you're doing
sick.
all that acid and just being like, hell yeah, top hat guys here.
Dude, top hat guy pulls up with the guitar and shit. He's
no,
like,
not
"You
even
guys
like
ready?"
ironic T-Pain top hat. Like this nigga doesn't fuck around.
like-
He's here to fuck shit up.
Like
top
he's
hat.
like straight out of steampunk top hat goggles.
He may have a 38
Yeah.
special tucked underneath that thing. Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
Either that or a tiny cuckoo clock.
Like keeping time.
Yeah. He is high off his ass. Do you think the right hand man's high off his ass? Do you need like a
They all
straight
were.
man?
No, they all were. They were all like literally high as fuck, running around. So okay, so sorry that story. So he killed this guy over a card game because his buddy was like, he drew a gun on his buddy and his buddy wasn't gonna do shit, so he killed a guy named Lots of Papa.
They were playing spades for sure. Lots of
Papa is a spades
gets
game.
killed in
Yeah.
a spades game.
And then, you know, Charlie's like, he's fucking, you know, he's like a fucking paranoid. He's been doing LSD like every day for like a year now.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it
that
have-
doesn't promote good psychology.
Doesn't,
So
doesn't-
he's like, they're coming to kill me. I gotta start a war.
Well,
Yeah.
doesn't like the UIs? That's the measurement I think that you measure LSD with. Isn't it like mushrooms, where like your tolerance goes up like fucking 300% after like one use, and if you do it the next day, it has like a
Oh yeah, there is like some kind of
like the ROI is shit.
yeah. There is something like, I'm not really sure, but I have heard that though.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I've never.
Yeah.
I'm not too
My
sure myself.
research has not shown that, but I've heard it to be true.
I went on mushrooms back-to-back days. Worked both times.
Yeah.
Worked both times.
No, it works every time you do.
So so they were trying to start a murder spree because they thought the Beatles were telling them to. Because that's what happens. You take LSD and you listen to the Beatles. You're either going to be like, I need to be a better person, or I got to start a racial war.
This is no different than kids today getting fucked up and just listening to like Upside Down Cross Uzi and just being like, no, he's speaking to me.
Right.
And you're
Yeah,
like, all right,
literally.
buddy, chill out.
So what else did I have? Fun story, and then we can move away. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
like, you know, Manson, he didn't actually kill the people, but
Orchestrator.
His thing was a gaggle of hoes, right? That's
A
how
gaggle,
he.
yeah. And he
gaggle of sleuths.
and I think he admitted, he was like, I think my downfall was I didn't have enough guys around. I was like, brother, isn't that the downfall of all
great men.
boys? Where the lads at?
God, I have too many bitches readily willing to do my bidding. I'm not living
Yeah.
a good life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One time, I thought this was a funny story. He cut a guy's ear off, one of his like lackeys, like his like third in command or whatever. Like screwed somebody he wasn't supposed to at the commune or something, and so he cut his ear off and left. And his number two, or who, I forget who, but was like trying to be like, hey, it'll be okay. Like, don't worry. Like, we'll fix. He calls Charlie up and he's like, what should I do about this? And he goes, you know what to do. Hangs up the phone. The guy kills him.
What else do you think he meant by that? Cut off his other ear?
Other ear.
His equilibrium's
Mr.
fucked.
Potato Head, this guy.
When I heard the story, I thought he was going to be like, yeah, you're right. Like, let me bandage up his ear. I just, like, he probably did mean kill him, but can you imagine if you're like, well, you know what to do? Like, get some fucking ointment.
We got Neosporin. We got Neosporin in the drawer, man. Fix him up. He just slices his neck open.
Yeah, so one of his own guys was the first killing where they, like, wrote blood on the wall, pig, and all that. It was, like, his own dude.
That's how it always works, though. If you're like a true villain, like a Joker level guy, you got to off 2 or 3 of your own in front of the boys. In front of the boys, so they know.
I don't fuck around, even though I be fucking around.
Yeah, off a girl in front of the boys. You'd be like, yo, this bitch is crazy.
That was always my favorite when the Joker would kill someone. And he'd act all like confused about it.
Yeah.
Well, it was also like a low level, like kind of obviously not a sex trafficking operation, but like kind of like this Playboy Mansion type where you show up to Charlie's ranch and he can be like, yo, pick any girl. Like they were kind of there to like fuck whoever they were told.
Charlie popularized the grotto.
Yeah, he was.
To me, in my eyes, this is like the first attempt.
It's the first grotto.
Okay,
he was the Hugh Hefner of gross pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really dirty, gross.
Yeah, a bunch of girls would be like, "We don't have running water on here, right?" It's like, nah.
No.
Well, that's the thing. So like the health clinic that they all went to was the guy Jolly West who did MK Ultra. He was the guy that ran that establishment because they would have to go to the health clinic all the time because they kept getting STDs. They were just like dirty and fucking each other.
And what did Jolly West look like? A gremlin, I would imagine.
Yeah, he was like a bigger dude.
Yeah, there's no way that this guy has a jawline. Your name's Jolly West.
Jolly's first name, Jolly?
Yeah, picture this guy has 7 of the exact same bowler hat, and he just walks around causing a problem.
How we doing, Mr. Mouse?
There's no way.
Watch Chaos. This is great. This guy spent like 20 years researching this story and came out with a book that this is based off of.
Wait, some dude dedicated his entire life to
literally his entire life, and like is the leading source of all this new evidence that suggests Charles Manson is 100% like a MK Ultra victim, I guess. I mean, obviously.
Oh, he looks like a ball coach. Never mind. That guy looks like 3 yards in a card of dust is his MO.
Jolly West kind of rules.
Oh, dude. That guy.
He kind of rules.
He looks like my Uncle Ralph.
Bro houses brats, dude.
Yo.
I know a brat man when I see him.
I was
That's a brat guy.
That dude can put out a sausage and mustard that would blow your fucking hair back.
Yeah, dude. I know a brat guy. That's a brat guy.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, he's a drug guy as well. Kind of a creep, likes to fondle. But yeah, also a brat man.
I'm always like hyper fixated on like MK Ultra government conspiracy stuff, but this new doc just came out, so I was watching to be like, I gotta tell somebody about this. I can't just sit on this intel.
How deep are you into deep state stuff? Like, how much free will do you think the average person has out of 10?
You know, like, what are my personal beliefs? Here's my thing with, I know like conspiracy theories. I'll listen to anyone's theory about anything.
Yeah.
I will entertain whatever you want to talk about, lizard people, whatever. I'll hear it all. But I don't buy in on very much of it. A lot of it I kind of treat like science fiction, like, oh, that'd be crazy. Like almost like a what ifs type scenario. You know? But free will, I mean, I don't know, dude. I can go down that rabbit hole too, like energies and all kinds of like, you know, like what they do, you know, like why there's no more church bells and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
you be sitting around thinking.
Bro, I am on it, dude. Come on, dude.
Jeff's gotten higher than I've ever been just sitting around.
Guys, if you have a job
why isn't there church bells anymore? Follow the money. Follow the money.
Follow the money, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, frequencies, I get into all that kind of stuff. I mean, like, I don't necessarily fully believe, but there, you know, you get to a point where there's like 1 or 2 good points where you're like, all right, this is at least worth considering.
You're giving me the vibe that you've listened to a girl wholeheartedly who owns crystals. You're like, what's the pink one
dude,
do?
I have dated girls for years who have sworn on the healing powers of crystals. I mean, I dated a girl named Crystal.
Nice.
I swear to God.
Charge her in the moonlight.
Yeah, dude. This chick would have bat skeletons in the apartment and shit. Yeah, it was all.
So what made you switch to chocolates? Ever since I've known you.
I had to. I couldn't keep going down that road. That's a dangerous road to walk,
I couldn't keep doing all these vampire hoes.
I'm going to end up as a blood sacrifice on some kind of Etsy website or something.
Don't get into voodoo chicks, dude. That's worse.
Yeah, no. I had to small dip my toe into some Haitians and said, you know what, that's not for me.
I was going to say, whoa, that is the other end of the spectrum. The black crystal chicks are just voodoo dolls.
Yeah.
That's great.
Look like Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean, who I had a massive crush on when I was younger.
You know what? I did too. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Because this nigga said that he thought the girl from Sweeney Todd was hot, and it really made me question if he liked guys or not. You ever seen Sweeney
Hello,
Todd?
Bonham Carter.
Pull up this lady and see if it makes Jeff's
Carter.
and see if it makes Jeff's Johnson move.
Yeah.
I know her
Bottom
from
Carter, Sweetie Todd. She's a piece.
No, but specifically in Sweeney Todd, she looks like a crack whore, and it's very concerning.
she does a good delirious woman.
Yeah, that lady.
All of her roles.
That lady looks like her pussy bites, and you're like,
I buy back, bro.
You know what? It's probably the style. She'd be looking mad Victorian.
I put my knuckle to it like when a dog snarls at you. I just
She literally looks like that
it.
picture right there. She looks like Johnny Depp playing the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland.
Whoa.
They're the exact same person.
Whoa.
Yeah, you didn't see that until I said it.
No,
huh?
that's dead.
Exactly.
I know, so that's a drawing.
Just say you find Johnny Depp hot, and we could be done.
Dude.
All right, well, that picture's different. Put the tits away in that. She was not looking like that.
She looks tight.
Is she pregnant in that photo? What is going on there?
She might be pregnant. She
What
might
the
be
hell
pregnant.
of a press tour is that?
You've never seen a uterus push up before?
Yeah. that was before Hot Ones, where you had to eat an entire cake then do an interview. She's post cake.
She's like, see the movie, please.
I drink 4 cups of whole milk.
But I don't want to take up the whole thing with Charles Manson.
Yeah, I got a guy, and I have too much information on, so
Okay.
I'm gonna try to clip this down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I got a couple more, but very little, just one little thing. Because I figure you guys know. Popular
Yeah.
serial- we all know the Wayne Gacy's and the.
I know almost absolutely not. I don't like scary shit.
Oh, really?
My day, you'd be surprised, is either football highlights, white girls with egregiously big asses, and then just like stand up. That's about it.
Yeah, I grew up on
know,
Faces of Death. So.
Oh, I recently, this is not necessarily around serial killers, but I almost got murked yesterday. My girl saw my Explore page, which, by the way, I have a normal male Explore page.
Dude.
I know. Mine's wackadoo, dude.
She asked me to like Google or look up something on my Instagram yesterday, and I wasn't even thinking. Normally, I'll hit the search bar so it goes off the Explore page. Dude,
Yeah.
it's exactly that. It is. I mean, white girls with asses as big as my whole body, basketball highlights, and stand up, and that's it.
Dude, it's not even. I mean, it probably is a little bit your fault, but
That's what she said
Yeah.
too. She goes, "This isn't randomly curated." I'm
Yeah.
like,
but it is though, because like I follow 0 Instagram thoughts.
I should have hit all y'all niggas up and be like, "You just show them the phone real quick. That's all I need. Just show them like scroll
Dude,
3 times."
I'll go to my Explore page right now. I follow
Ass.
no hoes.
ass.
First 2,
Ass.
sex. It's sex and violence,
Ass.
dude.
Let's
That's
go,
how they get
boys.
us. You know what I'm saying?
Where's my camera? Told you. Sorry.
I have to go. I literally have to go on the Explore page and just like cartoons and monkey
Yeah.
videos and little doggy
Lot of
clips
cat
to like
videos.
purify the shit. Because
Yeah.
I'm just a simple
I don't
ape,
even
you know.
try anymore.
Oh,
I handed a dude my phone the other day to put in his Instagram at a show, and I didn't fucking realize what I was doing, and the dude just started scrolling. I was like, "Bro, give me my phone back." Why are you this horny at 9 p.m.?
That's pretty
weirdo?
tight,
Give me-
dude.
That's so funny.
Why are you that horny all the time where you need it on deck?
Hey, who's your guy?
Yeah. He's a spy. Yeah. So, my guy, have you ever heard, Jeff, of the Genzi River Monster? Which is not a big old catfish, which he does sound like it. No, Arthur Shawcross.
Okay.
So this guy,
What's Arthur up to, dude?
Arthur is being a bad little boy.
Is he
Where
Creole?
was he? Where's he based?
Where's he operate out
I'm
of?
sorry, I don't know why that cracks me up. Where was he based out of? Where did
Yeah.
he do his work?
You sound like a headhunter. You're like, where does this guy do kind of his most of his
If you're trying to
operating out of?
scout him,
I'm trying
in
to-
Rochester, New York.
Trying to tiptoe around certain things so we're not demonetized, boys.
Yeah. So Arthur was born in 1945 in Maine, the oldest of 4 kids.
45, good year.
Yeah, won the war.
2 big sons.
Won the war, baby. So Arthur exhibited the classic young traits of a serial killer, like arson, bedwetting, etc.
Bedwetting? That's not fair.
Yeah, that's a
Bedwetting?
yeah.
Says who?
That's a whole thing, like bedwetting.
it?
Yeah,
Shit.
Did you pee the bed?
never. Not a serial killer.
F.A.?
Jeff.
I'm sure. I'm sure I have like once or twice, but never like a.
Have you peed the bed as an adult?
One time in Boston,
Were you hammered?
I was drunk as fuck.
Okay,
You know,
then-
I'll tell this story actually. The girl I was dating, she was house sitting for like one of her coworkers or whatever. Nice house. They were well off, and they were like, just don't have like no partners over. They knew we were dating, and she was kind of like, come on, I'm gonna be here the weekend. He can't come over one night, and they're like, all right, one night, just don't sleep in our bed.
You get pissed.
Don't sleep in the bed. Sleep in the kids' bed. Like, okay, I can behave. We get there. Nice booze. I was drinking like a Cavassier.
You're drinking their alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my camera? Yeah.
Yeah. Drunk off their alcohol.
Yes. Cavassier.
Yeah. Nice Cavassier. Little too many drinks for old Jeffrey.
Should have passed the Cavarcier.
Was trying to sleep in the kids' bed. I'm a monster. I'm huge. My feet are dangling off the side
Your
of the
knees are off the race car bed.
dude. It was bad. So, and there's two of us. We're sleeping together in a kid. Like, this is ridiculous. And now I'm drunk. I'm like, let's go to the fucking bedroom. Nice big bed. Woke up early, like 6 a.m.
Oh no. Wet as hell.
Wet.
Yeah, no good.
I was like, oh no.
That's a big old pee-pee.
Peed their bed. Tried to strip the bed without waking my girlfriend. She woke up immediately.
How mad was she?
She was pissed, of course. She was like, are you joking me? I was like, it'll be fine. I'm trying to wash the sheet. She's like, get out of here.
Did she immediately? Oh, she didn't go into like cover a dead body up with you? Like she was just like, fuck it.
No, she did. We woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. She was like, because I was trying to do the sheets and I realized like I don't even know where the washing machine is. I can't do this.
I'm still half drunk. It's 6 p.m. We went to bed at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But that was the last time. That was weeks ago. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. No, that was literally years ago.
Arthur did not have Cavassier in his system.
Yeah.
He was just a little boy. And
Okay, yeah,
so those are symptoms of serial killers. Also, he suffered several head injuries and had a love-hate relationship with his parents.
Mm.
Hot and cold relationship with his mother.
Yeah, head
Got
injuries.
what it takes, dude.
Yeah.
You got what it takes.
Nah,
You piss
bro.
in the bed?
Nah, there's never been a chocolate serial killer.
Not
It
true.
was just called gangsters.
Not
right.
true. I got one. I'm very excited to talk about.
Oh, you brought a chocolate serial killer?
I sure did.
You fucking ass.
I sure did.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
You thought this was a white sport.
That's so
yeah.
crazy.
You've integrated, dude.
I found Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, so basically he was born in Maine but moved to New York, Watertown, where in school he was a shy and awkward guy and became a bully because he had no friends. Well, he had no friends. He was also a little he would tell tall stories and stuff. He also said he said he got molested. He said that
That's where you lose me.
yeah, his aunt was sucking his peener.
Oh, by his aunts? That's.
And his mom was like
We
sticking.
gotta have a different word for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, his aunt was sucking his peener and his mom was sticking like foreign objects up his butt.
This is a lie he told, or this is what
No,
happened to him?
he said all this and then he's the oldest of 4 kids. So like they asked the 3 other kids, he's like, yeah, we have no idea what Arthur is talking about.
Something about getting molested by a woman is
Allegedly.
10 times worse.
Allegedly
That's
molested.
Insane.
Yeah.
That sounds like I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a lie. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I was getting my dick sucked.
Your mom
He
ate
also
Like a
it.
claimed-
child with no friends.
Also, he claimed that he had. claimed that he had sexual relations with his sister in middle school, which also sounds like when you just don't know how to talk to people and
Yeah,
just being like, yeah, I fingered that girl like 3 weeks ago, and it's like, yeah, I fingered my sister, and
Yeah.
we were like, ew,
Yeah, like before you know,
no
it's
good?
like incest is bad. You're like,
what? Come on, it's Arthur, everybody.
I'm a fun guy.
Yeah, so basically, no one kind of believed him. He dropped out of high school, and then at the age of 19, he got into the Army and was drafted to Vietnam.
whoa, really?
Yeah, and so this is supposedly where his sadistic stuff got into play.
I was gonna say you got the green light.
Yeah.
Well,
Uncle
if it,
Sam was like, go crazy.
if it happened in Nam, yeah, I mean, you can get away
See,
with a
the
lot.
only thing is he's kind of lying ass. He doesn't really...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so he claims while in Vietnam, he raped, killed, and ate 2 Vietnamese women on a combat mission. And then he also said he had a 39 kill streak, which was proven to be
Kill streak?
yeah.
He was like, dude, I got a drone after it.
There's several chopper gunners.
It's crazy to call it a kill streak. That just means you didn't die, nigga. That's crazy. I'm on a 47 kill streak right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, you're on a 0 kill streak, so.
Also, what, necrophilia on the graping or no necrophilia?
No, he did some necrophilia. Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
Where he that's what he says he did. Authorities, when contacted about how his service, he said he had no registered kills during his on duty.
I'd probably lie about that too. Because
Yeah.
what does it matter? You come back, you're like, I was there.
But he Arthur stands like 10 tones down. He's like, no, I did that shit, which is a weird thing to be like, no, I did it.
I love those videos where you see a guy like wearing fatigues the wrong way and he gets called out by like actual bros. They're
Yeah.
like, what's your MO? And they're like, You're like,
Yeah, what does
"Idiot."
lady taste like, huh?
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
good.
Yeah, like dog, what?
No, get out of here. So, he'd married 4 times and had children, but he was never close. And all of his marriage ended in divorce because he was a violent guy.
How dumb you got to be number 3 though. It's like after the first 2, it's like I'm not. It makes me insane when niggas got multiple baby mamas because it's not even their fault after the second one. It's like, where are you finding these dumb bimbos? That
Yeah.
you're just like, what?
So while during his third marriage, Arthur moved to New York, and in 1972 he abducted his neighbor's kid. And he took him out to the woods, and he diddled him, and then he killed him. Killed him dead.
How old was the kid?
I think 10 years old. Yeah.
I don't know why they made it different. Just goddamn.
Yeah,
yeah. You said yours is dark as shit.
Because I was like, I want to make jokes, but
You can make jokes. It's fine. No, they didn't find him for 5 months, but make a joke. He's out there like, I'm cool. I'm cool.
And when they found him, he just had his pinkies on all of his hands. But go ahead, say something funny.
They found him and he has his penis eaten off. But make a joke. That is actually true.
Is it really?
Yeah, they found him and someone had bit. A pathologist found that someone bit off his ding ding.
Damn, this dude's smoking cocks.
Literally.
This guy's peering through the blinds every day like, soon.
Yeah. When police asked around, Arthur's name came up because prior to the disappearance, Arthur had taken the boy fishing, which is no good to be fishing friends with the guy who just found his ding dong chopped off.
Right.
Yeah, that's bad.
Maybe he was 8?
I was going to say new lure. You think bass are biting ding dong this time of year?
Bass be biting ding dong.
Bass, I mean, bro, they're aggressive. Their mouths are 2/3 of their body.
Red 40 is only second to ding dong bait.
I did see a nigga catch a bass with a Nerf bullet.
What?
Fucking stupid. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they put a little Nerf bullet on the end.
Oh, I thought you meant like shoot one with a Nerf.
Oh,
dart.
like Nerf's coming out with like
Kill it.
legit 18 and up Nerf
bam.
guns?
Yeah.
Dude,
Sweet.
it's Nerf for nothing.
Just a pet sharpened Nerf. You know, you can freeze Nerfs and then sharpen the end, and they do become like pretty. I have a cut on my arm. Me and my buddy would fuck around and do
Whoa.
You ever done that?
No, I did softcore Nerf.
I was in freezing darts, dude.
We
What
did the real thing.
Yeah, I wasn't
Pussies.
like doing guerrilla warfare with Nerf darts. We had airsoft guns. I just kind of got the job done. You shot someone with that, and it's like, ah!
Yeah, we had a lot of free time.
Yeah. So 4 months. So they try to get him on charges, but there's no solid evidence connect Arthur to this disappearance and murder of this
Because if the
10-year-old.
dick doesn't fit,
You must quit.
You must have not did
Prove
it.
these chompers bit off that wiener,
I was
officer.
gonna say they didn't do like a dental, like bite in this foam and then like line it up with the crotch.
Well, he actually has his dentures, and he removed his teeth for his wiener biting teeth.
Oh shit!
I know, it's crazy. That's not true.
I was like, yo,
I kind of thought, I was like, that's kind of smart, low key, because that's how they get.
Yeah.
Can't you get ID off of
Get
like,
those Party City Dracula men.
I want to suck
you
your
up.
dick.
Yeah.
Excellent.
No, he's 10. All right, so 4 months later, a body of an 8-year-old girl was found under a bridge in even worse conditions.
They couldn't find her dick either.
Yeah, no.
someone's biting all these little girls' dicks.
This
off.
one's clean.
Didn't even leave a trace on this one.
Made a perfectly made vagina in its
Jesus.
wake. No, but they found her like she had like leaves stuffed in her shirt, like down her throat and stuff like that.
shit.
Yeah, it was no good.
Who's making a scarecrow?
Yeah, a little scarecrow. That's a very scared crow.
That's a scarecrow.
So once again, the police talked to locals, and Arthur's name was brought up, with people saying they saw him with the lady near the bridge. Which you got to stop being seen with these kids.
How bad were cops? How bad were cops?
You're
back
gonna
then?
find out that the cops are very, very bad at
They
their
don't
job.
give like these are literally like Muppet level cops. Where it's like some guy walking around spinning a whistle, just being like, "I'm here."
Well, there's that. Not to jump around, but Dahmer. Remember the cop with Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
There was a Jeffrey. So Jeffrey Dahmer would, would drug people and then like kill them and eat them and like chop them up into trophies and all kinds of stuff. But by the end, he was getting bored. He's like, I got so many heads and like dicks in jars. So he started like,
I love that Seinfeld episode.
dicks.
I got so many heads.
There's too many, Jerry. So he got bored and would just start experimenting. So he's like trying to make zombies.
He's like stitching people together.
Dude, he would drill holes into people's heads and like pour like boiling water and stuff, trying to like figure out how to control people. Psychotic. But
Yeah.
one guy escaped. He was drugged up. He was naked. He was bleeding because he was like by Dahmer. Escaped, ran to the cops, and Dahmer's like chasing after him. The guy's like, "This guy's trying to kill me." He's like, "Well, this man," but They just think he's crazy. And Dahmer shows up, sorry, my boyfriend's a little drunk. I'm going to take him home. And the guy's like, get out of here, you gay crazies. You crazy gay
It's
folk,
literally
get
just
outta
a
here.
guy who doesn't want to see a wiener anymore. He's like, go die already.
Not comedy. The guy was naked, bleeding from the ass, delirious, trying to get help from the cops. And they're like, you fucking queers are all the same.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on behind
All right,
closed doors.
dancing queen, go off with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, you guys are having fun tonight. Get out of here.
Although during the time period, he probably would have said the same shit to a girl bleeding also. It's like the 50s or whatever. It's like, hey, tell your floozy to get back inside.
What are you on, your butt period? Get out of here.
I just bring that up because, like, cops are like the worst in these stories.
No. So the police brought Arthur in for questioning over the girl's disappearance in 1972, and he started confessing to both the killings, both the 10-year-old kid, his neighbor's son, and her killings. But initially, they're like, all right, we got this guy down pat. But due to a lack of evidence, Arthur's lawyers were able to get the plea dropped from first-degree murder. They completely got the boy's case off. He got off of that, and his first-degree murder got dropped to a manslaughter.
Who's more of a monster, the dude doing the killing or the lawyer who looks at the case and goes, we can get this knocked off. I've seen this 3 or 4 times before.
I know you killed.
Don't worry, buddy. My last client, way worse.
Yeah, I know you killed and sexually assaulted 2 kids, but at the same time, this is Tuesday for me, pal. Yeah. No, so he got 25 years in prison, but only served 15 due to good behavior. And you think this is where it ends, but it's not.
No, because they should have hung this nigga by his toenails in the street. That's how it should have ended. Instead, they're like, don't worry. That'd be like if you were punishing me for liking chicks, you threw me in jail for 15 years. I'm going to come out liking chicks harder than ever. That's crazy as hell.
What does good behavior look like if you're in there for killing? And
when bad behavior is lopping off cocks, good behavior is anything less than that.
With kids, like, what was he, just polite in the lunchroom? And they're like, you're not so bad.
I saw him give his brownie.
Yeah.
I saw him give his brownie to an older prisoner. He's fucking nice.
He's good.
Reads to the older guys on Wednesdays.
He's a good guy.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he gets released, and Arthur moves to Bremerton, New York in 1987, where his neighbors know exactly who he is, and they're not pumped to have him in the neighborhood.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So they start
Is there a red dot on a map? How do they know who this guy is?
I mean, you remember the story about the guy who ate a kid's dick two towns over.
But are they blasting his face all over the media?
I mean, I bet it's in the paper where it's just like, oh, Bremerton man who was released from the jail today.
I was picturing Cronkite being like, dick slopped off. I had to tell you.
Yeah.
That would be a fun segment on the news. Instead of like famous birthdays, it's like, who got out of jail today?
Yeah, it's like ways that the government system has failed us tonight at 7.
The cocklopper offer.
The cocklopper offer.
Yeah.
Say that 3 times fast.
So the neighbors knew him and started publicly shaming him whenever they could. So Arthur couldn't make like a good living, so he went to his parole office and he started complaining about how everyone's mad at him for killing 2 children. And so
really, he's the victim.
The parole office is like, all right, we're gonna help you out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move you to Rochester, New York, and give you a fresh start. We're gonna like move you in secret, and we're gonna seal your case file so the police can't look you up and no one can look up your history. So it's just a fresh start.
Is this nigga fucking the DA's wife or something? Yeah. Like, why are they doing all
this? Guys? What's that?
Yeah. The deal of the century. Less than a year later, he starts killing again.
Of course. He's like, I've got a clean slate. The cops think I'm cool.
And you know the cops found 4 other suspects before they found this nigga too. Like, oh yeah, baby's dicks are getting lopped off again. Let's bring in like a cast of characters. Yeah. Maybe we can ask him a few questions.
Yeah, so he goes and starts killing ladies of the night. Basically, in March of 1988, police find the body of a sex worker in the Genesee River with strangulation and bite marks on her vagoo.
Okay, only one. There's going to be a real weird take. Only one I don't feel bad for. You knew the risks. You stand on the corner, every 7th guy is going to be a serial killer. That's crazy.
I mean, what are the odds?
1 in 7.
I mean, that being said, he kills like 11. He kills like 11 sex workers all in the same area.
Damn, how many sex workers does Rochester have?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm
Rochester's
saying.
a population of sex workers.
Yeah, apparently they have
That's why the cops are like,
20,000.
go up there. Go take care of them.
It's like a Canadian oil town where it's just like the oil workers and the hoes that fuck the oil workers.
Yeah,
and like
pretty much.
one doctor passing out chlamydia pills, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Good Lord, man.
So it was noted that whoever like Arthur had come back to the body weeks later and taken pieces of the flesh off the lady to munch them. He's a cannibal.
Oh, okay.
So he's munching. He's taking.
He came back?
Yeah, he came back to the decomposing body that was like left in an icy river, and then he would take
Came back
piece-
for a snack.
Yeah, a little snacky food.
We do.
A
We
little
do
hungry
have.
on the
We do
way
have
home.
pretty close skin to pigs. You like chicharron?
Okay.
Delicious. You like pork rinds?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I could. All right, never mind. Keep going.
Yeah.
You're really digging yourself into this serial killer
This is
hole
why.
right
This
now.
is why I don't listen to serial killer shit because they have decent porn.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall in love
Yeah, you ever tried throwing tahini on a small 7-year-old? It
on a
doesn't.
barbecued.
Yeah. So basically, one sex worker is found dead in September of 1989. So March, September, same year. Another lady is found in the river with bite marks and strangulation marks on her body. And the only reason why the police didn't connect these two is the serial killer
They were
case.
so fucking horny.
No.
Because we both jumped in. We're
Yeah.
like, I'll tell you 10 reasons why.
Yeah.
So many reasons.
They couldn't stop jerking off when they found the
I
body.
can't stop coming on this body.
Yeah, if we turn them in, this is all the fun stuff.
No, they're dumb. It's because it was further down the river than what it was initially.
I knew it was gonna be
it can't be the same guy.
I knew it was gonna be a monotonous read. Like they hit too many red lights in a row, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's just go home, guys."
Yeah, because it was Margarita Thursdays.
Yeah, we
and
can
they
start
had
a
to get
Taco
out of there.
Tuesday down at the Pearl if we get down there.
Yeah, so basically, they found like 3 more bodies, and then the press gets involved and coins him the Gensi River Killer. Authorities thought the killer might have military experience, so they went around to the local sex workers and asked them to be careful. Thanks.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of town is this where niggas are going up to known hookers and being like, "Hey, look safer"?
You know how you know the John you just got is a serial killer? Because he's trying to eat you out.
Yeah, this guy's literally biting your fucking
Yeah.
lips
Arthur,
off.
you don't eat out prostitutes.
Yeah. You think this is the worst thing that's going to happen to me tonight?
You do not eat out the prostitute.
He's doing worse than that, dude.
Yeah.
This nigga didn't give a fuck, son.
Yeah.
That's
Wild
gross.
behavior.
He's eating the fucking fat, the grizzle, all that shit.
Came back
dude.
for more.
In
Yeah.
a town full of like prostitutes that are working. This isn't a town where the prostitutes
Rochester is known to have the cleanest freshwater prostitutes.
God.
They have hatcheries. It's
Wild
nice.
caught.
Yeah.
They have farms.
Yeah.
Wild caught freshwater horse.
Yeah.
I got free range whores. That's how I prefer mine.
So police did a background check on everyone in the area, but since the parole officers sealed his files, the police had no idea who Arthur was. He didn't even show up. So, but bodies kept on piling up with more sex workers going missing.
Bro, where is this? The Teen Wolf Town? I've never heard of this before. It's like 19 murders will happen in one place and like no one seems to give a shit. They're still just like going to the movies. I'm like, 7 people died this season. There's 1,000 people in this town.
Yeah. So police went around asking sex workers, hey, is anyone, more violent than all the others? And the name Mike and Mitch kept on coming up. So he would just like kind of use different days.
That sucks, dude. Some
Names.
rando innocent. That's like,
Yeah.
just likes it rough. Now
Like,
he's getting
dude, my
accused.
wife's a bitch. I'm trying to get some strange. Now I'm in a
Yeah.
lineup? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So they said he was prone to violence and very intimidating. On Thanksgiving Day of the same year, another body is found in the river with all the same marks as the others. The bodies didn't stop, so the police contacted the FBI for assistance. They said, I need my daddy.
Yeah, bring in the alphabet people. People are dying way too goddamn quick around here.
Also, Thanksgiving. That's funny.
Yeah.
He was like, cook up something today.
Yeah. I'll show you some stuff, and I'm
Yeah,
about
yeah.
to nom, 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 nom.
Yeah.
Eat your pussy.
Yeah.
So a couple days later, more bodies are found, and they eventually see one of the bodies that is found, one of the sex workers, was seen with Mitch previously. So during the searches, they found pants that belonged to a lady that were like inside of them had an ID card, but it wasn't like connected to any of the bodies they found so far. So they started doing aerial helicopter searches where they found another lady's body This guy's just killing.
I was gonna say, is this guy not hiding fucking anything that you could just
full-time
be
job.
in a helicopter and be like, "There's one, another one right there."
But
like,
next to
hide
the
it.
bridge, they see a guy in a van, and he's jerking off. He's
Okay.
just jerking off outside of his van.
Okay, so these niggas can't find 7 murderers, but they have a problem with a guy stroking his dick. That's so crazy. These cops suck so bad.
Yeah, so they find patrol teams are alerted. They're like, 10-4, we got a guy jerking off on the bridge
Can't even jerk
next
off
to a
under
dead
the
body.
bridge.
And so they pull him over, and Arthur said he was eating a sandwich. He was failed to provide any evidence of said sandwich.
No, he's just a grumpy old gooner who lives under the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta answer his riddles 3, dude. And so,
I knew someone would get the Dora joke. All right.
yeah, when they asked for his ID, he said, I don't got an ID. I don't even got a driver's license. And
Then step out of the car, asshat. You can't be driving. That's crazy.
Cops are like, all right, bye.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
literally when when he said, when they asked for his driver's license, he said, I was in jail for manslaughter.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit of a screw loose. So they're confident that I think they got a guy here that might be connected. So they take a photo of him and bring him to the prostitutes working, which I guess around the clock. Like,
At any time of the day, are there just sluts just outside? You're like, oh, I
never
need
been to
information.
Rochester, baby.
Yeah. Bros, should we do a fucking roadcast in Rochester?
Roadcaster ride.
Yeah.
I'd love to interview a hooker.
So basically they bring him in for questioning and he like isn't really saying anything. He's like, I did kill like those 2 kids, but I don't know what's going on with any of this.
Whoa.
And
He
so
confessed to the 2 kids.
I mean, he already did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one, I thought he got
Well, he confessed, but there wasn't enough evidence to stick him to it.
hilarious.
So
He's like, I killed that kid. And they're like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
you're being too harsh on yourself, guy.
Yeah, we only found one of them. It's
Yeah.
like you did your time.
Yeah, no. So basically, they bring in his girlfriend, and the thing that gets him put away is that his girlfriend is wearing a piece of jewelry that belonged to one of the sex workers. And the officer is like, where'd you get that? And she's like, oh man, Arthur got it for me and shit.
Dumb ass. You can't be doing all this buffoonery and have a girlfriend at the same time.
Yeah, and so,
Crazy.
He would have gotten away with it too.
yeah, if it wasn't for those meddling girlfriends. yeah.
Hookers.
Well,
with
nightly
loose lips.
girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically they bring him in. He's like, we're going to indict you and your girlfriend and stuff like that.
Fuck, is she in trouble for it?
And
It's like
unless you,
accepted stolen goods?
well, that was to get him to confess. Yeah, so he was like,
It's like a romantic
Wait.
story.
Yeah, hold on. They arrested her to get him to be like, well, if you took my girl, there's no point in life anymore.
He's just out there looking for love, dude.
And that worked?
yeah.
Oh my God.
He said, don't charge my girlfriend. And he starts confessing to everything. He confesses to 80 pages worth of like an entire he gives them, while in confessing, he tells them about 2 other killings that they didn't even know about.
Oh, shit.
And when he went to trial for 11 murders, he claimed that he was possessed by a 13th century English cannibal named Ares. And they're like, no, you're not. And he's like, fuck, okay.
Why do they all do that?
almost.
That's a common thing in serial killers
They
and
do
fucking
that.
cult leaders. They all think that they're like we did one lady called the Mother God, and she literally claimed she was every famous person from like Egypt until right now.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, I was Elvis.
Yeah.
Trust me. She's
That
like,
was
"All right."
that was the girl that ended up turning blue or whatever from the yeah.
Yeah, no. So,
I love-
listen.
First of all, pages of notes.
It's
I
nuts.
paid 6 pages of notes.
I can't even imagine what would have happened if you would have lost that on the subway and somebody would have find those
So
notes.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So mad.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad. My stuff.
Well, that, but also the person finding it was like, yeesh.
Yeah, no, but he got sentenced to 250 years, which he got out on
Cool.
15 for good behavior. I'm kidding.
Cool.
Yeah, but-
another 15.
Yeah, no.
an extra good boy?
So he got sentenced 250 years, and he died in prison at the age of 80.
Yeah, good, dude. Fuck that guy.
That was the
Arthur, you bum ass.
that was the hour light, right? Okay. 10 minutes? Oh, perfect.
Oh, okay, tight.
Perfect.
I got a couple notes.
Go for it. Mine's not gonna
Notes
be
on my
that.
story, it was flawless. How could
No,
you?
no, just notes on other killers. What always interests me is how they get caught.
A lot of them like almost want to. It
BTK killer
seems
got
like.
caught like a fucking dumbass, dude. Have you heard about how he got caught?
Yeah,
It's so
the
silly.
bind, tickle, and cuddle guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
BTK, yeah, he's a ruthless one. He got caught. He sent a floppy disk.
Yeah, and he
taunting the police like years later. He was like bored and was like, "I'll ruffle some feathers."
He sent a message to the police saying, "Hey, can you track a floppy disk?" And they're like, "No." Meanwhile, they could.
Yeah.
So,
And then he sent a floppy disk from the church he worked at.
yeah, from the church he worked at under his administrative account with his full name. And then when they brought him in, they're like, "How'd you find me?" And he's told him, he's like, "You lied to me." And it's like, yeah. Dumbass. You've been killing people for like 30 years.
My favorite way somebody got caught was Son of Sam. Barry Berkowitz, famous Jewish serial killer.
Oh.
You're just running my whole lineage through the fucking smut, aren't you?
It's just it's usually like a white redneck, white trash kind of game. So anytime there's any
Was it a
outing
buy
of
one
that,
get one murder free?
Well, you know, Son of Sam is he's the guy that was killing people and said that his neighbor's dog was
Told
telling
him to do it. Yeah.
which is the funniest excuse of all time. What if that worked? You know, in his world, what if they were like, oh, well, if the dog is talking to you, then that's not your fault.
They put the dog down and call it a day. They go, case closed.
Sorry about that, Sam.
Sorry, Fido.
Yeah. But he got caught. Son of Sam got caught from a parking ticket.
Really?
There was a parking ticket in the area of one of the murders, and I guess he was like a suspect. So they're like, "Oh, this fucking guy was there at the time.
You got a parking ticket.
You got
in
a parking
the area.
ticket. Take that, you Jewish serial killer fuck." Uncle Sam's not taking it.
Yeah.
All right.
And then okay, so Ted Bundy, you know Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
The single funniest thing I think about Ted Bundy is that he worked on the hotline for suicide prevention.
Yeah.
That is great. I can't imagine what he would have said to people when they call, like, "I want to kill myself." He's like,
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Wait,
Yeah.
whoa.
Let me do it.
It's a win-win situation, buddy.
Yeah.
Fucking hold your horses.
Stay right where you are. I'll be right there.
Me.
Yeah.
This kid in the back of who knows the answer just,
Ooh. Actually, it would be better if you did it this way.
yeah.
All right, are you guys ready for my heralding story?
You got
last
like
one.
7 minutes.
Oh, no, you go.
Last one real quick. DC Sniper.
Yeah,
To my
DC
knowledge,
Sniper.
That's the fool that's shooting people out the trunk, right?
The only black serial killer I know of.
He was a 2-part, him and his son,
Fucking
right?
Him and his son.
Shooting out at
He
the
was a
back of a
good
car.
dad. Hold on, let's not overlook this. He was in his son's life.
They
a
were
win.
doing projects together.
Okay.
To me, it's so funny that the only black serial killer I know of, his first step was like, "I gotta customize my car. I gotta put some fucking
Before we do
rims on this killing
Old Pimp
machine."
My ride.
Before we do anything, I need some 28-inch dubs on this bitch right now.
And the funniest part of that for me is because it was like random people. So if you remember the story, a lot of the concern obviously was just like random people all over town. They were like, "What's the motive? Like, why would somebody be doing this? What's the motive?" And then you find out he's like a black guy, and you're like, "Oh, this is like a killing
And
your
let the
ex-employer."
race war begin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing your ex.
It's just like, it's funny to me when it's like a black serial killer, like the motive, you're like, well, I mean, it could be 100 million different things.
Now, there's a 99% chance it's one thing, but we're going to waste our time talking about the
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1%.
You're like, why would a black guy want to kill random people in society? Like,
Interesting. Randomly, none of them were chocolate, but I mean, I'm so close to cracking this thing wide
yeah.
open.
A lot of suburban whites on that one. I wonder what he was mad about.
Just camping out of Friday Night Lights games, just being like, I'm going to clip a fucking quarterback.
This guy comes in with fucking the only 2 black and Jewish people to ever go on mass murdering sprees. That's
I
fine.
had to bring him up.
Okay, well, I have a person who I guess she didn't kill anyone, but
Yeah,
she
I was going to say, give us a palate cleanser.
Yeah, we'll end on this because I thought.
Let's end on some girl power.
Yeah, well, because yesterday I was looking for fucking a person to do because I was kind of convinced that we were doing spies, and I was going to do Mo Berg, who's
I almost did Jason Voorhees today, but played it off like he was a real person.
So funny.
Yeah, I was going to, as soon as I said Camp Crystal Lake, I knew you would have gotten it, but he wouldn't have
I'd
gotten
have been like,
it.
is that in like Virginia?
Yeah.
So I was going to do Mo Berg, who was a Jewish third string catcher in like the 40s and then ended up going to be a spy for World War II. What I did decide to do, and this is from the official CIA Central Intelligence Agency website, it's Julia Childs. Can you do a voice?
Hello!
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
is it really Julia Child?
Julia Childs. I found this out yesterday.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Julia Childs is probably one of the best. She's best known for bringing French cuisine into American mainstream, but few know that she had a dynamic career as an intelligence officer before she became a cooking icon.
my
Did
God.
you know this? Yeah.
I
Industry
had
plant?
no idea.
Yeah. No, she could throw down a fucking croissant. But yeah.
So wait, did you know that, or were you just doing a bit?
No, I winged Julia Childs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, fuck this guy.
Yeah, wait a
I had
second,
A
what a
cool
pull.
thing. Yeah,
I
what an
nailed it.
asshole. That's why I
Nailed
told him to
it.
go fuck
Holy
himself.
shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it says she was born in Pasadena, California, yada, yada, yada. She was the member of the
She's not
student-
even French.
No, she went to France. Let me fucking tell you, it's
Dude,
cool.
She's an op. Obviously, she's not.
Everyone can cook.
Yeah, it's a fake accent.
Well, it says soon after
She clocks out just being like, fucking people, oh my God.
Well, she might actually talk like that because this bitch was too tall to join the military. She was 6'2". Did you know that?
It's
I
a
did know she was big.
Yeah,
broad
big
bitch.
as fuck. Julia,
You can tell when she's doing those cooking videos, the lights are like right on her forehead.
Yeah, they're on her forehead.
my life.
She got shadows. Yeah, she was too tall to join the military because at 6'2", she's not strong enough to do like the men frontline shit. But what are you gonna do? Be on the submarine kitchen floor at 6'2", just like ducking your head, making slop? No. So she volunteered her services at the OSS, which is the Office of Strategic Services. It's like the CIA pre World War II. Which she was a forerunner of today's Central whatever the hell. She was one of 4,500 women who served in the OSS. She started out as OSS headquarters in Washington, working directly for General William J. Donovan, the leader of the OSS, which is kind of fucking sick. Her husband, by the way, also worked for the OSS and got deployed to France. Wow. That's why she went to France. And she wasn't originally in the OSS, but she was just sitting around like not doing a whole lot. So she started teaching herself to like cook in the meantime.
Whoa.
And then and then it says she worked with the OSS Emergency Sea Rescue Equipment Section, where she worked in close proximity to officers who developed shark repellent. That was like her big thing because they were planning all of these like these mines, you know, the Finding Nemo, like I wouldn't touch that if that was her job, was developing shark because the sharks
kept hitting them. They're like, we're fucking the sharks up, but we're not doing anything else.
I didn't realize
Can we confirm these sharks are Nazis?
Yeah, I didn't realize that Finding Nemo is historically accurate.
Yeah,
The sharks were blowing up the bombs.
I mean, there's got to be like, you get 19 sharks in that thing. You're just like, they got to learn to not touch those.
And it still just comes up as one lone fart bubble with like pelicans on the surface.
Fuck.
Yeah. But anyway, so before the introduction of the shark repellent, curious sharks would sometimes set off the explosives and then when they get bumped, yada, yada. So basically from 44 to 45, Julia was sent overseas and worked in Ceylon, present-day Sri Lanka, and that's funny,
Yeah.
China.
Like jizz.
Yeah, during the last 2 years in the OSS, Julia served as chief of the OSS registry. Like, not some Joe Schmo, like up there type shit, which honestly makes me think she's in the industry. Having top security clearances, knew every incoming and outgoing message that passed through her office as registry, and was serving as served multiple intelligence branches. Not only did Julia contribute to the efforts of the OSS, but also during the times where she met her husband, Paul, who's also in the OSS. Stanley Tucci plays her husband in the movie Julie and Julia.
Really?
Which Taylor tried to force me to watch last night after we started reading about. I was reading the coolest shit about Julia Childs ever. She goes, "We should watch a rom-com." I'm like, "Would you stop having girl thoughts?"
She doesn't go into like making shark repellent and that.
Yeah, I don't give two fucks about
More
her.
about croissant.
Yeah, braided pastries. Basically, her contributions and eagerness to serve the country are well remembered and appreciated by the OSS family. Julia died at the age of 91 in 2004. Basically, that's the only load I wanted to blow. Julia Childs is probably the coolest lady I've ever heard of in my life, and none of you niggas knew that. And you blew my load in the beginning, you sack of shit.
Damn, that's got to be a crazy dinner party. She's still alive, right?
No.
She died in 04.
Damn, can you imagine her getting drunk sitting around the table and she's, fucking sharks have laser beams on their heads and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spilling government secrets. Like,
Julia, can you tell us more about this fog raw? He's like, shut up, pussy. This one time.
Do you know what sharks hate? Coriander.
Yeah.
Second only to bombs.
Yeah. But that's about all I got. I think that's about all the time that we have.
Yeah.
What an app, boys.
What an app, bro. Fucking Jeff Wiles coming on per usual, delivering bangers. I didn't realize you were this into
I'll talk any kind of conspiracy stuff. Oh, man, let's go.
Yeah, security Terry.
Yeah, but that's about it. Look, if you like what you're seeing, we obviously shoot a bonus Patreon every week with the same kind of subject matter. We've been doing watch-alongs. We just dropped the Sweeney Todd watch-along. That was fun. And then we do next week will be Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah.
I cried at Denzel and Tristan I got goosebumps during it. He didn't understand. He looked at my skin. He goes, "You have goosebumps right now?" I was like, "The boys are mending racial tension at camp right now.
They're
Shut
solving
up
it."
and learn something."
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Anything fun?
Oh no, Ryan Gosling looks like a little boy in that movie. Remember the Titans?
It's not. Yeah, it's Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he looks like
Liability at corner. You ever see Remember the Titans?
It's been ages.
Good movie.
Yeah, I do not remember Ryan Gosling in that movie at all.
He's a liability at corner. His dad's this racist guy, and he gets bent.
Yeah.
He gets bent. She's like, "We're taking out my boy," and this little girl's like, "He's getting beat like he stole something."
yeah. The 6-year-old kid is very
Tristan's
racist.
having a good time watching a 6-year-old be racist as fuck in like a
His favorite
PG
character.
movie.
Yeah.
She's just like, "God dang it, Daddy! All these."
They took your job, and I'm only mad about that.
Tristan's like, say it. Say it. Call him it.
Yeah.
They do, but
Oh,
as the-
shit.
yeah.
Oh, shit. I do not remember there an N-bomb and Remember the Titans.
Yeah, where's my camera? Hey, look, tell a friend about the cast.
Tell a friend about the Titans.
Hefe, we thank you for coming on.
Of course.
You got anything fun to plug?
Just follow me on social. Jeff Wiles.
It'll be right here. Tell a friend about the cast. See you guys later.
Peace.